What is up, guys? Wraec is here with new video, and today, well, I have done a madness, and well, it's right here, an S-tier ITHAQUA. Quite insane. Always wanted to have it, never had the opportunity, and when it was in the auction house, it was too expensive, and now I finally got it. We have it here. 50 million attack. That's quite insane. One thing that is what we have to do before really taking this copy against an enemy in a boss fight is we have to get a proper roll on it, because right now armor break, horrible on assassins, we'll see that in a second, and yeah, a bunch of nothing. We have pretty decent attack, 8,313, not bad, 5,313 soul power on that gives us this wonderful 50 million attack. And then, yeah, I mean, the stat line currently not that impressive. 214 armor break, yeah, this is not that useful, so we have to do something against it. What we are looking for on a copy like this, faction rule, actually insane. We are looking for GK, we are looking for Defier, we definitely take Hunter's Focus. Skill damage is nice, holy damage is nice. This is basically what we are looking for. So let's see what we can do. We got 69 hammers. Probably not going to use them all, but at least I think we can go down to 40. So let's see if we can even get GK in those. Last time we had an A copy, wasn't quite that easy to get GK on that. So first roll, God roll, GK, Defier, Hunter's Focus, Faction Rule. Those are the 4 stats that would give us the God roll. Let's see how close we can get to that. Starting off with Giant Killer, pretty good. We have block, effect of being healed, and armor break, so 3 useless stats and Giant Killer. Yeah, I guess Giant Killer is an upgrade, but 3 useless stats is a bit much. It's a bit much. Okay, we can take nothing that doesn't have GK. We have GK skill damage, so that's actually an upgrade. Divine block, effect of being healed, well, we don't need that. But skill damage, 220%, that is an upgrade. So now we have 2 good stats, which is nice. Ship Crusher, no GK on that. We have Defier, crit damage, holy damage, and heal effect. So crit damage would actually be still decent, because we are not capped on crit damage. Holy damage is also alright. Defier is nice, but without GK, useless, sadly. Useless. Yeah, that's nothing. Let's check out the next one. Again, nothing. Yeah, that's the horrible thing. You roll so much nothing. Okay, we got GK, we got Faction Rule, we got Hunter's Focus, Reduced Dot Receive. That is what I call 3 out of 4, because Faction Rule, Faction Restrain buff will actually be 35% more damage for us, and the precision boost. So very, very nice. All damage dealt here. GK. Honestly, that is a very good roll. That is a very good roll. I don't think I want to go down to 40, because this is very good. Let's do 6 more hammers. I think then we are done with it. Seal of Light immunity. Yeah, we can get immunities. It's not like we need them, but we can get them. So yeah, is a possibility now, which is a bit insane to see that on ITHAQUA. I don't know why we get Seal of Light immunity so many times. I think we honestly have quite a decent roll. A Giant Killer, Faction Rule, Hunter's Focus. Quite the rare situation where we actually get to use Faction Rule. I like that. So that is pretty cool. I think we can just stick with that. Our line here, or crit 75% is a bit much actually. We got block on 63%. Let's check out the team that we are going to run. Okay, and that's it. Pretty much a very classic Flameshrine lineup that just so happens to lack the Delasium that I wanted to put in here. Very well done, Mr. Wraec. Very well done, I have to say. No Delasium on an ITHAQUA team. That is an art for itself. So yeah, we probably should put a Delasium in here. We have a very nice one. And I think I even put imprints on him for that, so that we can use him. I think the best combination is Olivia and Heartwatcher. That should stack up for very nice damage. Then we have the Delasium in there. By the way, utterly impossible for Olivia to be faster than this ITHAQUA. This ITHAQUA is so insanely fast. It's actually ridiculous. I will show you that in a second. Pretty much that is our lineup, just going for that ITHAQUA. I'm not entirely sure if I want you slot 1 though. That is probably a bit too much. Why we use Mark Purify you will see in a second. I just want to show you this. 2637 speed on that thing. No Speedstone yet, so if we switch that to Speedstone and just for fun go for some high speed. We are now on 2842. If we switch that as well, now it is 2882. So that is quite the insane amount of speed. Let's see what this does against a special Flameshrine boss. Who we have there is the Dark Puppet. Apparently, horrible opponent. Horrible opponent, because I heard it has armor, shields, and forces marks. So, might be a bit too much for us. We'll see about that. Let's try that. And right into the fight here. Let's see it. Interesting. Normally, the front row boss is the lowest life. In that case, well, maybe one of my guildmates attacked it. Yeah, we saw some armor shields there, though those were actually pretty much cleaned away by SQH with a single hit. So, not too threatening at all. Did we have energy drain? Because my MFF actually just didn't have energy. We don't seem to have full energy. Oh, because we have 4 Cs marks. We have the 4 Cs marks. And those can eat Demon Bell feet. Oh, that's mean, actually. That is mean. So that will actually hinder our damage quite a lot. Will hinder it quite a lot. I think we're just going to use this and then hop into Broken Spaces, because there we get a bit better numbers. Can test out against Broken Spaces 8, 9, and 10. I think those will be quite good. So let's do one fight here. This puppet, indeed a mean one. Indeed a very mean one. Because those 4 Cs marks, they will take away some damage. You can trust me on that. Also Purify on those guys. So yeah, very, very mean. Taking away a ton of our damage there, because we're already only on 20 stacks on this guy, and that is by turn 11. So yeah, probably also reason for that is that our Glacium can't really do active skills all too often, which is a bit horrible. For now, I mean, this guy indeed purified the damage over time. Yeah, you can see damage over time just vanishing there. Nothing that the Glacium can do. So that will massively impair our damage. Quite insane. So those puppets here, a lot stronger actually than the Abyss Puppet. We killed the Abyss Puppet, by the way. Completely killed it off. Like all 3 Abyss Puppets down. Which was not difficult. Like I basically cleared 1 puppet by myself. 3 E plus 14 is not bad at all. Is not bad at all if we compare that to the SQH next to our ITHAQUA, who also has GK and did a ton less damage. So actually better than I expected there. And by the way, we have some heals there. That is mean. They didn't even remove the armor shield heal. I mean, it is supposed to be a bit difficult, I guess. Surprised it is that much, actually. I mean, damage-wise, they didn't do much. But the armor shields, oh, they will bring some regeneration. Which place do we have with 1 attack here? Oh yeah, actually on place 11. Outpaced Ragnarok, that is very good. So let's go into Broken Spaces, try some stuff there. I'm going to clear the first stages that we have there, so that we can probably start on 8-7 is no longer really worth it. So let me clear those first stages. Okay, and there we are, stage 8. Mark Purify actually now for this also pretty good. So I don't mind that at all. Question is, do we even go for the Glacium? Because last time ITHAQUA was definitely the best, the Wraec was definitely the better choice for this. Not that much to replicate, actually his main damage was a lot higher than that. But let's go for the classic team with the Glacium. I mean, it's also no longer really what it used to be. I have to say that. Interesting, by the way, that the carry just dodged the Olivia shrink there. I mean, that used to be a whole lot more difficult. Oh, it actually gets ripped by basic attacks. Whoa, 1-shot nuke there. I remember that being tough. I remember having battles around who could clear that first. So, yeah, really no longer the case. Let's try it against this wonderful stage here. where I remember it was difficult to survive. Watch ITHAQUA now completely destroy that with an Endless Cane equipped. We don't even have melodic strings on him, which would probably have been more appropriate given how he destroys that. Or she destroys that, I should say. Always forget that ITHAQUA is indeed a female hero. I don't know. Yeah, insane burst damage there already. Next one won't be quite as easy. We should probably switch to CC Purify on this though. So let me do that very swiftly. By the way, just thinking about this now that we are back, by the way, with Control Immunity. Not with Control Immunity, Control Purify. Would have been a wonderful opportunity now for the Age to bring back the Flameshrine bosses as test bosses that we can spawn whenever we want. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? I would have loved to have that opportunity. So let's see. Already low rolled on the energy feed there. My god, that's horrible. I assume that Gloria is not going to kill us. The question is, can we kill it? And I think they also have Purify from this point, if I remember correctly. Yeah, very horrible. Very horrible, especially for ITHAQUA. Makes it a whole lot more difficult for us to actually clear them because we can't build a proper dot. Not nice. Not nice. Gloria also with a crit debuff. That's actually coming in handy right now. The basic targets the enemy with the highest crit and reduces that crit. Which actually brings the crit of our ITHAQUA back into normal range where we need it, because it usually is way too high. We don't need a Desolate Delacium though, that is not very nice. So please take that away. Starting to chip down on that damage there, I think we will be able to clear the Gloria. But the question is, the EOS as well? And I don't know about that, I can also remove the Heartwatcher mark there, because marks can be purified, so that is also a horrible side effect there. Our damage not really increasing. Stays pretty constant, considering we have this Endless Cane there. So let's see, oh, some damage over time, very nice, like to see that. We, by the way, have another hero on this account that I couldn't really show off because of, well, lack of soul summers really. But that is also fairly interesting in terms of Flameshrine, Broken Space, all of that stuff. I have an S mutated fungus G-Star as well. Pretty cool. I think we're going to make a video with that. Maybe not right now, but I think pretty soon. And beyond that, I also bought S Valentino. Yeah, that is more of a fun thing, but I think it will indeed be fun. So going to make a video about this as well. Damage, honestly, would have imagined it to be a little bit higher. Not because of the roll or anything. I think Purify just severely punishes ITHAQUA. And I think there we get the kill, do we? Yes, we did get the kill on the Gloria, but not remotely on the EOS. Not remotely on the EOS. Still pretty nice to see that we get some proper damage with ITHAQUA still. And like the last time, no proper replication from Delacium. And the reason for that is that we just don't get to that point. They purify it before we can get proper replication. And that is the bane of it. And that is the reason why this Delacium can't do that much damage. Usually it would do at least the damage the ITHAQUA has. And sometimes even more. So in that regard, I have to say it is quite disappointing that we aren't able to do that. I think we are going to clear this one, and then we are going to call it a day, and you guys can suggest in the comments if you want to see anything that we can do with this ITHAQUA. I'm not sure if the old bosses are still in the Flameshrine pool, by the way. I have no info on that. Would be kind of interesting to attack an old boss. I kind of don't like that we now don't have the opportunity to do so, because it robs us of the chance to actually put that ITHAQUA in comparison to all the other ITHAQUA tests that we have done, because we've done a lot of ITHAQUA videos, and now we just don't have the boss anymore that we tested all of the other ones on. So that is a bit sad, I have to say. I mean, at least we fought against Broken Spaces 8, so that at least showed us that this actually did quite a lot of damage. Ah, but this Purify. I hate it. I hate it. You can see the damage over time numbers on there are so low. No wonder there is no damage at the end of the round. Like barely anything. Barely anything. Yeah, that is quite sad. I mean, if they at least don't purify the Heartwatcher marks for some time, then we're at least in a decent position. Because that will allow us to do some good damage. And now, of course, we also have the advantage. Olivia will always put a skill effect on the right hero, so that will also amplify our damage here a little bit. As far as possible, in that sense. So, next round, at least a bit more dot damage. But it's nothing compared to the situation we had in Flameshrine, where we had bosses that didn't purify anything at all. So that was a vastly different situation, of course. But still, pretty great roll. I'm very happy that we were able to get such a good roll in very few hammers, actually. That wasn't a lot of hammers to get like this combination. Hunter's Focus, Faction Rule, and also GK. By the way, Faction Rule is explained right here. 30% more damage and 15% precision. That is usually, we would only have that with ITHAQUA as a shadow hero against fortress heroes. But Faction Rule lifts that and gives us that buff against all other factions other than Transcendence. So we also get it against Dark, against Light, against all the other factions. So in this situation here, it already gives us a ton more damage. It's actually, as a modifier for normal heroes, it's stronger than Defier. It is stronger than Defier. So we weren't able to actually kill that EOS, which is insane. It's very tanky, actually. I think we can skip a battle though and get this last one. Yeah, I mean that is definitely a kill, so no need to wait for that. I'm quite impressed with the ITHAQUA, but I think honestly, with all the things that we have seen, with now even the Flameshrine being bosses, there being bosses with Purify, with all the meta bosses having Purify, with Broken Spaces bosses, the new ones having Purify, I think we have to say it, ITHAQUA's time has come. I think the time of ITHAQUA, honestly, might be over, because we get so hardcore punished by Purify on bosses. And it's not only ITHAQUA, let's be real about it. Damage over time has a tough time to be a PvE measure or a PvE ability anymore. Like it is always tough, but to have any chance to use damage over time to damage bosses or high health units, you have to be able to build it up to utilize it over a long period of time, because it's damage over time. The longer you use it, the better. And to really cultivate it on an enemy hero. And I don't think that is possible anymore. And that is quite sad, I think. I think I'm always of the opinion that the age should do less to prevent the use of damage over time on units. I think that they should change some game modes to just not purify damage over time effect, like Void Campaign. There is not really any use to them purifying that. The only thing that is useful, of course, is if the enemy purifies a damage over time effect like Bleed, you can prevent them from purifying something like your CC effect. That is the advantage, of course. So actually, if you kept them from removing damage over time effects, you would actually make it harder to CC them. So it's also a disadvantage in that sense. But I think damage over time kind of needs a buff. Because from the time where ITHAQUA really shined, right at release, and ITHAQUA was like the boss damage god, we've now fell to a point where every single damage over time basically gets purified. So the entire damage over time mechanic here is useless. What we do is basically just straight up damage. That's a bit sad, I have to say that. Still, very happy with the S copy. I think we're going to keep that. We're just going to keep that. So don't be afraid that I actually regress that or something like that. It's not going to happen. We're going to keep that on the account because I really like seeing it. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And with that, we'll see us in the next one.